Curating a dream car collection is one of the favourite pastimes of the car enthusiast, whether it be classic, modern or based on a theme. So I'd like to share with you my dream classic 5-car garage, and I'd be interested in whether you agree with any of my choices or what your dream car collection would look like. Now, to give it some structure, I've decided that each car should have a different function and come under one of the following headings. Number 1, a Roadster, so a small 2-seat convertible for fun drives around the back roads. Number 2, a sports car, a mid-sized performance car for weekends away. Number 3, a Grand Tourer, so a comfortable 2+2 with plenty of room for luggage for some continental road trips. Number 4, a muscle car, so a show pony with a great V8 soundtrack. And then number 5, a Wildcard, anything you fancy. Keep watching to see what I've picked and why. So first up, the Roadster. Now, I have to be quite picky about what Roadster to put in my classic 5-car garage, largely because so many of them are too small for a 6'6" driver to get into. Now, there are numerous British Roadsters from the 60s and 70s that would fit the bill and be really fun to drive, but they're pretty easy to come by, so perhaps not so much a dream. So the Roadster that's always piqued my interest comes from Italy, from Alfa Romeo, and from the styling house of Pininfarina, the Alfa Romeo Spider, first launched in 1966 and continuing in production for 27 years. So for my garage it would have to be either the Series 1, the so-called Duetto or boat tail, or the Series 2 Coda Tronca or camtail. After that, the large rubber impact bumpers and aero rather spoilt the lines of the car for me. Now, I've seen a Series 2 Spider 2000 Veloce for sale on Car and Classic that would fit the bill very nicely. It's in Dutch blue with a red interior and an asking price of just £24,000. Very tempting. Now, as I considered my second choice, my sports car, I realised I was in danger of having an all-Italian garage with cars like the Ferrari 308 or the Di Tommaso Pantera in the running. I also thought about a Lotus Esprit, but I've already got one of those, so again it wouldn't be much of a dream. Straying not too far away, I've settled on, perhaps controversially, a DeLorean DMC-12. Perhaps not the sportiest of sports cars, being rather underpowered at just 130 horsepower, but I figured I could do a bit of tuning to the PRV V6 engine to get it up toward 200. Now, the DeLorean is such an unmistakable car, and it attracts more than its fair share of attention at any car show. And it's not just because of the Back to the Future films, because kids too young to have even seen them are captivated by its gull-wing doors, as am I. Now, a few years back I was thinking about getting a DeLorean, and they were under £30,000, but now they've pretty much doubled in price this side of the Atlantic. Now, moving up in scale, the Grand Tourer is quite a tough choice for me. There are 2 cars that I find equally appealing, and I'd be happy to have in the garage. One is British and relatively common, the other is Italian and much rarer. So it's the beefy Aston Martin V8 or the sleek Maserati Ghibli. Now, in some ways I ought to have an Aston in my dream garage. I am British after all, and I'm a big James Bond fan. But because I see so many of them at car shows, I think my dream would have to be the less numerous Maserati Ghibli, the one in production from 1967 to 1973. Now, fewer than 1,300 Ghiblis were built, compared to over 4,000 Aston V8s. And it was designed, like the Esprit and the DeLorean, by my favourite stylist, Giorgetto Giugiaro. Now, there aren't many for sale at any one time, especially in right-hand drive, but I'd expect to be paying close to £500,000 for a good one. Now, the fourth category of muscle car. So this muscle car pick is probably a little bit easier. The Ford Mustang. Although I am quite taken by the Coke bottle curves of Chevrolet Corvette C3s. So it would be a first generation Mustang though that I'd choose. So ideally a fastback, just to cruise along with a lazy V8 rumbling away and then put my foot down and listen to it come alive and roar. And thanks to the film Bullet, the fastbacks start at around £50,000, about double the cheapest notchbacks or coupes. If the weather is right, a convertible would do, but it has to have that V8 power. Now it's time for my wildcard pick, something a bit left field perhaps. Well, field might be an appropriate word, as I'm going to choose a Land Rover Series 3, and specifically an air-portable lightweight Land Rover, which is a military vehicle officially known as the half-ton. Now, I first saw one of these in my mid-teens, stripped of its doors and canvas tilt, being driven about on a sunny day. It was looking like it had just come off the battlefield. In the coming years, I got to ride one up and down an airfield at a gliding school, with its knobbly tyres singing on the tarmac taxiway. And more recently, I was able to drive one. It was certainly an experience. Not the most comfortable of vehicles for sure, but I just love the look of them. And you can pick them up for as little as £7,000, and even the best ones are only around twice that price. So what do you think of my picks? The Spider, the DeLorean, the Ghibli, Mustang and lightweight Landy. Maserati aside, none of them are that expensive really, so maybe I should dream bigger. Let me know your classic 5-car garage in the comments, what your picks would be for each of the categories I used. Please give the video a like, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see more videos on classic sports cars and Grand Tourers. Thanks very much for watching, I'll see you next time, bye bye.